at the moment, but hopefully it won't interfere with our class. Welcome, Thursday morning. It's Chinese New Year, and this Chinese New Year is the year of the tiger. So we're going to go back. We haven't done the tiger for a while. We'll practice our Qigong tiger moves. But let's start off, as always, with some mobilization, some stretching. Let's do knocking on the door of life. So taking your feet shoulder width apart, really connect to the ground through the legs, lengthen the spine, relax the shoulders, and then we're just moving from the hips and the waist, and then just letting the arms and the shoulders and the upper back relax. Breathing easy. Really feel that lightness in the upper body. And then the strength and stability through the legs into the ground. Lifting and lengthening the spine. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the upper back. Slowing it down gradually into water waves. Still with that lightness and length in the spine, softness in the arms, softness in the elbows. And one of the things I posted last week actually in the AIM Challengers group was I was doing a run and I was remembering this feeling of the air running through my fingers as you're doing this movement, and I was remembering that as I felt the air on my face, as I felt the air running past my arms as I'm through my fingers as I'm running. Now obviously it's a very different movement, but if you can really bring that sense of relaxation and flow to your run, it's almost like bringing your memory back and evoking the same emotion that you get when you're doing this movement, that it's really calming, it's relaxing. Breath is light. Slowing it down, taking a standing position, hip width apart with the feet, a little bit of bend in the knees, softness in the knees, strong and stable through the legs into the ground, grounded, stable, strong. And get that lightness again, that lifted, uplifted, an energized feeling just through the spine, lightness in the spine. Always balancing strength and softness. Stepping back out, let's do spinal cord breathing, so a little bit more bend in the knees. We'll do looking up to the sky or to the ceiling, and then tucking the tailbone, extending, lifting the sternum, tucking the tailbone, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, going at your own pace. So what works for you in terms of breath, what works for you in terms of range of movement without strain. Really get that feeling of lifting and opening the chest, opening the rib cage, and then squeezing the bum muscles, squeezing the glutes. This feels good this morning, this is nice. Could do this for a while longer, but we'll take a rest there. And we're going to move the body like a river. So take the feet a little bit wider apart. Again, a comfortable width for you. Resting the hands on the thighs just above the knees. And let's shift the weight first. So I'm going to shift the weight to my left, or your left if I'm mirroring you. And then I'm just going to dip down in the middle. I'm going to shift to the right. So notice the pelvis stays pretty level to the ground, and I'm just shifting and shifting and shifting, shifting. And now the spine follows. And it's quite a good way to think about it is just look at the opposite toe. So you dip down and come up and look at the opposite toe. Dip down, rotate the spine, rotate the head, and then just go into a really nice flow. So the hips go first, and the spine follows. So you're getting a little bit of rotation through the hips, rotation through the spine, lateral movement, and keep looking down towards the opposite foot, the opposite big toe. And as the name of the movement suggests, move the body as if it was a river, so that flow of movement, that ease of movement, but that power through a flow. Again, this should feel really good on the spine, on the lower back, on the hips. And then slow it down, and just slowly come up to standing. No rush, just make sure you don't feel a little bit lightheaded as you come up from that position there. Walking the feet together, giving the legs a little bit of a shake, and then we'll step back out. Let's do some hip circles. So bending the knees, we'll go bending the knees this time, and then hip circles. You can put your hands on your hips if you want to put the hands on the hips. We're tilting the pelvis forwards there, so I'm spilling out the front, I'm coming up to the side, and then I'm spilling out the back, going to the other side, spilling out the front, coming to the side, spilling out the back. So good hip circles. So if we're doing the tiger, the squat, then we really want to make sure that we've got our hips nice and warmed up and ready for the movement. Good. Let's change direction. All of this, just breath is in and out through the nose. And as always, go to your own comfortable range of motion, range of movement. And then one of my favourite ones, which we haven't done for a while on our Thursday class, a little bit wider on the stance. So you're comfortable with turning the feet out. Again, your comfortable turn out. We don't want to overstrain the groin and the muscles here on the inside of the legs. The key is that your knee glides over that middle toe. So if your knees are dropping in, that ain't what we're looking for. We want the knee to glide over that middle toe. You can drop down a little bit, but stay tall in the spine. And then we do, which is really difficult to demonstrate because you can't really see what I'm doing, but you're doing those sacrum circles. So if you imagine you've got a string tied to your tailbone and you're just drawing a circle or a plumb line, or it's like got a pencil on the bottom and you're just drawing a circle on the floor or the ground beneath you. So you're tucking the tailbone, you're moving to the side, you're moving to the back. So it's like sacrum circles. And then we'll go in the other direction. Notice the feet. Watch that you're not clinging on for dear life with the feet. So you've got majority of weight through your heels, balanced on the ball of the foot too. And feel that strength in the lower body. You can certainly feel this today. So if you haven't already done so, I think I said change direction. Let's go in the other direction. And then slowly up to standing. Walking the feet together. It's quite nice to do it like this. So you rotate your toes in. So you internally rotate, keep the knees bent. And then you put a little bit more weight on the ball of the foot and you bring the heels together. So you externally rotate the hips and then you just come back to standing and shaking the legs out. Hips should feel good. Have a little walk around if you need to walk around a little bit. See how that feels. Then come back to standing. We'll do our leg swings. So we swing it across. So I'll mirror you. We'll do left leg first. Stabilize on your right leg. So remember, this is the key to stabilize on the opposite leg. That standing leg is strong. Stabilize on the right leg. Swing, swing, drop. Now focus on balancing on that left leg. Swing, swing, drop. If you just swing the leg and forget about the leg you're standing on, don't use that strength for the leg you're standing on, you'll lose your balance. So stabilize on that right side and then swing, swing, drop. Strong standing leg, and then that's your free leg. Swing across. So you're internally rotating, externally rotating, popping on the floor. And when I say drop, it's not crashing down onto the floor. It's a nice soft landing. Swing, swing, drop. Use your arms if you need to use your arms to help counterbalance. Swing. Again, we get these hips nice and mobile. Ready for our tiger squats. Couple more. Actually, let's do one more each side for luck. And then rest there. Good. Let's do a bit of shaking. So shaking the wrists, tapping the heels into the ground, feeling that vibration through the bones, coming up through the legs, through the spine. Just let the shoulders go. Really just let the shoulders go. Relaxing the shoulders, the head go a little bit. And if it feels good for you, you can take a fuller breath in through the nose. And fuller breath in through the nose. And sigh out through the mouth. Just letting go of any tightness, any tension. Let's do one more breath in. And gradually slowing down, coming to standing. Just opening up the chest, rotating the shoulders, just letting the palms face forwards a little bit. I always like this bit where you just stop and feel the tingling sensations. Feel the blood flowing through the veins, the body, the energy. Nice. And then step out. First tiger, tiger clears the way. So palms come out and you drop down and bounce and come back up. So you get that little double bounce. Is it a double bounce? It's a bounce. Bounce. Yes, it is a double bounce. So I'll do it in slow motion. As you come down, the knees bend. As your arms go back, the knees straighten a little bit. As you come back up, knees bend, stand tall. Let's do it in slow motion all together. Bend, hips go back, arms go out to the side, straighten the legs, dip, stand up. And now do it as a swing. So you literally just drop, come up, drop, come up, drop, come up, drop, come up, drop, come up. So you feel that little bit of lull at the top and then down and up. Let's do a couple more. And take a rest there. Just a few little pointers on that one. What you are dropping is your hips back and down. So I'm not dropping forwards like this. My arms are dropping forwards, but I'm actually dropping the hips down. So I'm still sort of like facing forwards. I've still got my sternum or my chest, if you like, facing forward. So drop, come up, drop, come up, drop, come up. So really just let the momentum create the movement. Drop, come up. And of course, as you know, as I always say, if you've got any pains, if anything hurts, then you just stop. Don't force that movement. But it's a nice one again, just to get some little bit of mobilization. Get ready for our tiger. So that's tiger clears the way. You could use a vocal on that. So you could breathe in and so you could use that to actually sort of like clear any sort of like stale energy or any tension out of the body. Or just swing, just breathing nicely in and out through the nose. Okay, take a moment. Move around a little bit if you need to move around. And then find comfortable standing position. Feet turning out ever so slightly. A little bit of bend in the knees. So now strong through the fingers. Hips glide back. Dropping your center of gravity, center of mass, and then pushing through the heels, coming up to standing. And again, nice and slow. Breathing in and out through the nose. And if you keep that idea that you're looking forward, so rather than looking down, obviously there's a little bit of a tilt as you come down, but you're looking forwards. You almost want to get that idea that as you're coming down, if you needed to look around one way or the other, then you can do that. If you're just focusing on bending over, you can't do that. So it's keeping that strength through the legs and that lightness lifted through the spine. And again, go at your own comfortable pace and your own comfortable range of movement. If that is just here, that's absolutely fine. So if you're just getting those hips moving a little bit, that hip gliding back, I'd rather you be there than forcing to get any further. Stand tall at the top every single time. As you come up, push through the heels, stand tall. Use the ground to push you back up. And we are guided by the breath. So if you're getting out of breath, if you're holding the breath, if it's becoming challenging, then you stop, you take a little rest, let the breath settle. And then when you feel your breath settling and you feel comfortable, you can go again. So I'm not asking you to do 10 or 20 or 50 or 5 or 3. Let the breath guide the movement. Let that nice ripple through the spine. And feel that flow again, that flow of movement. Use the hands and the fingers to really stretch at the top. That's nice because it's what like engages the shoulders and the spine. Carry on if you're comfortable carrying on. If not, just take that little moment just to let your breath settle. And take a rest there. Shaking out your legs if you need to shake out your legs. That's good. Looks really, really good. Now, let's do something a little bit different. We'll do a step forward. So I'm going to mirror you. We'll step forwards with the left. So step forwards with the left. So it's only a short step. I'm not out here, so we're not going into a lunge. It's most probably just, you've still got your heel connected, if you like, to the other toe, in line with that other toe. As we step out to that left side, shift the weight over that left foot and over that left side. And then we tiger. Actually, when we do this first, we'll tiger down to the front again. So the weight is shifted on that left leg, but this right heel will come off the ground. So you're doing a little bit more through that left side. Push up through the left heel and then step back, step forwards with the right. Our torso is still facing forwards, but we shift the weight to the right but still face forwards. Weight through that right side, left heel peels off the ground as you come back up to standing. Step back and then just go side to side. Make sure you get that weight shift and that this leg is literally just counterbalancing. So the majority of weight there is on the left side. Step back, step forwards, using that right, sorry, I rotated to the side then. So using that right side, come back up, step forwards, come back up, step back, step forwards, come back up. Let's go one on each side. Good. Step back. Step up. Excellent. Shake out your legs. And of course, if you're doing this in a big space, you don't have to step back. You can literally do walking, come up, step forwards, come up. So you can do it as a walking tiger to each side. Now we were keeping that torso forwards. Now let's do the same but rotate. So we step out, so you can turn the foot out a little bit more now. Rotate and come down on that left side. Step back, step forwards. Always remember to shift that weight. Don't leave the weight back here. Shift the weight forwards. This leg is quite free, just balancing you. Coming down, and I wobbled there, that was good. Shows my left side, which is my left side, it's your right side. Always a little bit more wobbly on that side. We've always usually got one side which seems to be stronger or more stable than the other. Step, tiger, step back, step, push up, good, looking good, step, come back up, step, balance, come back up, nice, and then shaking out the legs. And take a moment just to stand and balance. Bringing your feet about hip width. Letting the breath settle. And then we'll just finish our Thursday morning practice, a little bit of bend in the knees, pulling down the sky, pulling down the heavens, palms up. When you get here, let the elbows just relax, let the elbows bend, and then back down the center. Come up, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, just nice and out, in through the nose. Breathing out. Feel that spine wave. Shoulders stay down, shoulders relaxed. Crossing the hands, resting on the lower abdomen. Bringing the feet together, so pretty close together. And just spending a few moments in silence, in bamboo, in the wind. Taking a full breath in now through the nose, opening your eyes. If you had your eyes closed at the top of that breath, stepping out. Giving yourself a brush down. Give your belly a bit of a rub. Excellent. Lovely, we will finish there. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. I will see some of you on this Saturday's Oxygen Advantage course. There is a reminder that I've still got some spaces left for our Immerse Yourself in Nature retreat, which is coming up the 18th to the 20th this weekend. The 18th to the 20th weekend this month. Get my brain in gear, get my teeth in. So there are still some spaces on that if anybody's interested in joining that up in Scotland with myself and Andrew Ritchie. And I will hopefully, as always, see you next Tuesday after you've all had a wonderful weekend. Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.